That's still same choppy BS, although I've removed everything. In theory, it should be all right. Let's see. I don't know. Hello. I'm buffing. Am I buffing or buffering? What's the question here? So let's see, up and down, and then I'm up and then Twitch is very twitchy. There's a lot of that going around. Hopefully it won't be too difficult. If not, I'm gonna have to it might be time for shifting entirely over to Wirecast or one of our old friends in the digital video realm. Damn it, yeah, because it's both of the OBS things. Whatever's happening is non-software specific. It's very, it has something to do with that. I mean, my choppiness looks almost as bad as he does. That's rough. Hold on. Yes, and it is ponytail day. Just in case you were wondering. Okay, this seems to be fairly reasonable as far as chop goes. That's gone, so it might be waking up. Fingers crossed we'll make it through, and then we're smooth, maybe. And I'll try and keep an eye on it. And I apologize. By the way, we had a super chat, and somebody will remind me of who the name was for $100 on the last stream. And because of the choppiness and because I had to take down all my stream elements, yeah, this guy right here, which might be part of the thing, on Saturday, because I took down all those things. Yeah, that's I gotta take the little. I'm sorry, little cup, you gotta go. It's not good. This is the alerts page. You gotta, this is that kind of thing. Yeah. So minus that, and so hopefully that will take out some of the chop. Fingers crossed. I don't know, but I didn't have my alerts thing up on Saturday, so because of that. LMB Twin 20, was that who it was? Muses Theater, thank you so much, Cosmic Rose, for reminding me. Thank you, Muses Theater, for that. I was not able to see the super chat on Saturday because the alert boxes were killing me, and so I had to turn them all off, and I missed it, which is why I started doing them in the first place. It's just why I'm always hesitant to take those things down, because it's one of the few ways that I can guarantee that I see those things, Thank you, Cartman Dragon. I'm glad to be here. It's a fun Monday. We're all, no matter what's happening, we're all doing better than this guy. Honest to God, the fact that the Trump crowd are so heavily going after Joe Biden when the understanding about his stutter being an issue for his entire life, and that he's managed it very well, and that he's inspiring to a lot of people who have stutters to do better and to work on it, and it's always there, right? Even though he's overcome it in a lot of ways and he's president of the United States, it's a lurking aspect of his life that's always there. And so even in spite of that, the big sales pitch on the Republican side is, of course, that his brain is falling apart and he's no good to anybody and he can't remember where he is and he's forgotten everything he never knew in the first place. And after a while, when you're looking at his sort of command of the issues and his command of knowledge about these things, it seems to somebody like me, who I always have a lot of stuff going on. So when I have little brain farts, it's not because I can't remember the one thing that's in front of me that I'm looking for. It's that 90 other details are jockeying for position in the buffet of language that I'm trying to get out of the front of my face. And so, it isn't that this guy can barely focus on one thing. It's that there are so many things to focus on, and especially as president or even vice president, there's just a ton of that stuff going on. So it's not surprising that anybody who's president would have what I would call Obama lag moments when he's talking in what we'd want to, like those moments, right? So the big sales pitch, though, that Biden is falling apart and can't remember where he is, and he's a husk, he's a shell of a man. All the language we're hearing from Bongino and Tucker and Hannity, all the people who interact with Trump regularly, sounds very much like the perfect descriptives every time he shows up. Right? Oh, Natalie, thank you so much. Let's make this a great week. Where's the man bun? I can't do a man bun. It just doesn't sit right. It gives me a headache. So, Bangino, I'm looking for TP for my bunghole. Bangino. I couldn't do the whole quote on the radio because I wasn't even sure I could get away with it. Thank you so much, Natalie. I still owe you an email, and we need a Zoom call. It's a long conversation. My lav mic is rustling. I apologize. It's the wind from Mike. It's super hot here in Vegas, so fans are on all over the place, and it's crazy. Hopefully this will bring it down a little bit. Thank you, Shadow Woman, for gifting the subscriptions. That's awesome. And welcome, Karen, for subscribing. That's awesome. So this is the Daily Mail, which that's a Murdoch company, am I not? Is that right? I'm fairly certain, right? So this guy, this is my favorite shot of this. So the Daily Mail is posting all these things, talking about how Trump looks gaunt and is kind of a mess. Oh, Cassie, thank you so much. This dude is magic, though. The guy who's like posing by the whole Shazam, you know what I mean? Like, pow, just like when I get out of the car, I'm gonna hit it, I'm gonna pop it, I'm gonna smack it and leave it there. Like, there's no way, pa-boom. Yeah, he's like if Ben Shapiro did Blue Steel. It's amazing. Just kapai, you know. Oh, it's good. So, just, you know what I mean? Like, even the hip kick right here is just so funny. Oh, man. And Trump, of course, looks like he's about to fall, and the guy's like, I don't give a damn. People are taking pictures. I'm owning this, right? Action thump, yeah. Meanwhile, Trump's like, am I in a car? Am I, you know? So, again, all these descriptives about, you know, Biden being a mess and having to be, you know, told where he is and what to say and what he believes and all that kind of stuff is all over these videos. Now, he's not wearing his, like, weird tie that goes all the way down to his stomach, and he has lost a ton of weight. I will say that, at least in this, you know, version of himself. Like, he's still, I mean, it may be inhaling and exhaling as we go, or he may be sucking it in as he goes. But they were talking about how gaunt he looks. Now, he's not eating on the taxpayer's dime anymore. This guy kills me. You know what I mean? We're not paying for his lunch, right? So, it might just be that cheap Trump is back. I'm frozen on Twitch. It'll probably start again. Restart your page if that's a problem. And then the hair is just like, this is, yeah. He's still got these kind of like 57 Chevy Fender things going on. He very well may be wearing a girdle. That is also a possibility. Sure, he's dressing himself in the privacy that he is, you know, the limited privacy he has as a former president. These are the big fans. These are the people who couldn't wait to see him come and go. It's packed, obviously, and everybody there is as nearly excited as this young lady right over here in the corner. Some people are like, yeah, there he is. Yeah, and this woman is clearly like, I don't know, they're blocking the street for some reason. I'm going shopping. And there's a police officer from the counterterrorism task force because they have to deal with it every time he comes and goes. And this guy is clearly thinking about better uses for his time. There's the crowd, you know. Oh my God, it's Trump. That's the wave picture. This dude sums it all up. This guy's my favorite. Like, seriously? And then he goes like, and this was it, by the way. This is just him like leaving Trump Tower and getting in a vehicle and driving away. Like, this is just celebrity photography on the Daily Mail's part. At this point, they're just kind of, I mean, I don't know what they're accomplishing with this. But there's all these stories about him spying on Schiff and Swalwell and spying on McGahn and all that. That's the story coming out from it. And we have, and I'll bring you to this. We have, of course, Michael Lindell is on is on Steve Bannon's show and all that or whatever. But Trump was at this gathering or whatever, and I have not watched this. I've held off so that we can watch this nonsense together. Now I have to check and see if the audio works. Yep, there it is. Okay, good. So I can hear it, and I got to turn off my other speakers, and I'll be fine. But he is apparently, this is live-ish. And I mean, the turnout is magnificent. This isn't at all the kind of turnout you would expect at a free event at Psychopath Central.
Well, Mike, I want to thank you, and I want to thank all of the people that are in Wisconsin, a place that I love, and we won the first time, and we actually...
By the way, can I just say for the record, I know this is a hang up that I have, and maybe only I have. The I want to thank thing is so aggravating. Just thank people. Thank you, Michael, for for having me, and thank you to everybody who showed up today. The I want to thank thing is self-congratulating for having even the idea that I would thank you. I want to thank you all for doing this, because really what you're here to do is congratulate me for being amazing, and therefore I want to thank you for noticing that, because it's, yeah.
We actually won the second time, if you take a very close look, and we didn't even have a very close race, if you want to know the truth. If you remember the Washington Post, ABC, they came out with a poll that I was 17 points down. That's called a suppression poll, because we actually were, even by their count, pretty close to even.
Thank you,
and
Jill.
by the real count,
thank you so much.
we won very easily. So how do you come up with a poll 17 points down? But if you go back 4 years, they have...
It's called an outlier. Nobody bought it at the time. The vast majority of them were in margin of error just above, and Biden won basically within the area of the top of the margin of error.
At the same poll, I was 17 points down, and we ended up winning. So all...
No, he lost. Just for the record, he lost. At some point, do we just kind of...
That is...
Do I have to address, for YouTube's sake, like every time he states something that's complete horseshit? Or do we just, is the audio not coming through? Can you guys not hear him?
It's suppression by the fake news media, and it's suppression by big tech, and frankly, the Democrats.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Robert.
Because the Democrats are their partner. But I love Wisconsin.
So big tech and big media and big industry and big Democrat, and everything that's big is Democratic, and everything that's small and weak and unaccomplished and failing and broken and can't work and doesn't work and won't work is Republican. Okay, good. Just to clarify.
Wisconsin, I love the state. I love this country. In Wisconsin, as you know, you're building ships, big ones, big contracts, $3 billion because of me. I made sure it went to Wisconsin. I'm very happy about it.
Yeah, because you knew you would need that just to get yourself within the margin of error. You're basically buying votes with military contracts. It's that old chestnut.
And the people of Wisconsin are very happy. Mike, I want to thank you. You're a courageous patriot. And some of the people, you have my friends there, Diamond and Silk. We love Diamond and Silk. And Charlie.
So he's not watching it. This is recorded. And they're playing a piece.
Chris Cox, Bikers for Trump. I'll tell you, I didn't know Chris, but every time I went 4 years ago and more recently, thousands of bikers show up, and I felt extremely safe. They are great people. And Dinesh...
Yeah. Trump is the Altamont of former presidents.
They treated him very badly.
Did he say diamond and silks?
Gave him a pardon. They treated him very, very unfairly. He's a talented guy, a brilliant guy, and another brilliant guy, and a friend of mine is Sheriff Clark. I feel very, very comfortable around Sheriff Clark. Nothing going to happen to me around Sheriff Clark. He's about law and order, and that's...
Yeah, and that's what I like to type and bullshit about as my biggest supporters storm the Capitol and beat cops.
What we need. You know, we put out a statement just a little while ago. A lot of people are commenting. We do press releases now because...
Yeah, they're so good. You guys know this new one, right? The one that he emailed straight to reporters. No, you don't know that? See, I thought they were more elegant and had a farther reach than Twitter.
We were banned from Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and others. They want to silence us. And the reason they want to silence us is because of the election. It's not because of...
Or it could be that you're fomenting anti-democratic discord that is backed up by violence, and of course that you were trying to convince your followers to pour bleach up their ass and swallow a light bulb, or the other way around.
Other things. It's because of the election. Cancel culture, call it what you will. But
Yes, yes, you were canceled during the election.
The reason is because of the election, because they know the results. They know what really happened. That's why if you go to any place, you see the kind of fight that the Democrats put up. They don't want recounts. They don't want forensic audits in particular. They don't want it. But in Arizona, you have incredible.
That's the Republicans pushing back against those audits. Because if there was any fraud, for the record, I would like to say there's a very strong chance that it was put there by people supporting you who wanted that to work out in your favor, and then it didn't, and so now they're trying to hide what they did.
People, Karen Fann, Senator, Sonny Borelli, Senator, so many others.
You could say senator and then their name, or just be weird and brain farty and say people's names and then I'd like to thank Kangaroo Captain. I'd like to thank M.E. Quincy. I'd like to thank Scott Governor.
These are incredible American patriots. And let's see what they do. That's their audit. It's not my audit. I have nothing to do with that. That's their.
Yeah, so if it fails and whatever, he can blame it on them because it's not going anywhere. Yeah, he's a bit of a mess today. And apparently cold. I don't know what this is. This thing, he did this during some of the cabinet meetings where you just totally, like, he was feeling vulnerable and uncomfortable, and it's really odd. Yeah, I mean, he looks like he's going to fall asleep on the desk. I mean, he just doesn't, I guess, maybe the Secret Service hooks you up with the good blow, the Pervitin. I don't know. But this whole, like, what is that? What is this business? Like, yeah.
It's their audit. They have done
it's their audit. I know it's failing. I know it's good, and that it's going to cost Arizona millions of dollars, and they have to buy new machines because these things were basically in the hands of partisan hacks behind closed doors without any scrutiny for days at a time. So we can't trust that that they haven't been reprogrammed. And
an incredible job. They are really being pushed by the people of the state because the people of the state don't understand the election. And that's
they don't really
good thing to be doing what they're doing because they have to understand the election. When they don't believe in the election, that's a very, very.
By the way, this is to, like, all of these laws, and we talked about this a little bit before, all the laws that the Republicans are passing everywhere are not an attempt to actually stop mass amounts of immigrants or people who are not, registered to vote from voting and all that kind of stuff. That's a farce. What they're doing it is because this guy has driven away all the Republican voters. They don't trust the system anymore. So this system to make people trust the election is because they need to undo the damage done by him by 2022, or his followers are not going to show up.
Very bad thing for our country and for democracy, and I just don't think people are going to let that happen. They want to know how the election turned out and why it turned out that way. And if
yeah, I'll tell you. Can I if I may, I can help you with that. I would be glad to help you with that. It turned out that you lost, and the way it happened is you're a shit candidate, and your screw-ups during the pandemic showed what a pitiful leader you are. And if any of the stuff that the right wing is pushing now about, the Chinese lab leak bioweapon story is true at all, then you literally are the most criminal president we've ever had and engaged in trade and financial gain for yourself with the Chinese as they murdered 600,000 people. That would be in a nutshell.
And if there was cheating.
Oh, hi. Okay. Love you. He's upstairs. Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah.
If there was fraud, they want to know about that. But I just put out a statement.
Yeah, it's super good. Read it. Maybe. I mean, it's probably better if Don Jr. reads it on his Rumble. But
I said we were right. Listen to this on the.
Yeah, let me read my statement to you.
Hydroxychloroquine, and it works. You saw the reports just came out.
No.
The virus came from the Chinese lab, the China virus. Hunter Biden's laptop was real.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, I mean, you can't just say that. It doesn't exist. And that it came from the lab is because it came from the geography is something we legitimately know. The fact that it may have come from the lab is still up for debate. We need to find out. Biden even said we need to find out. That doesn't mean that you were right about it. And he never even said it came from the lab there. He's the one who was like, the Chinese have been transparent. I don't know where it comes. It came from a place in China and they let it get out. And then they wanted it to get out. And then it was an attack. And then, oh, you guys want to buy some beef?
They tried to say, well, it was made by Russia. Russia.
What? Who did what? When is that? How is that new?
It works. You saw the reports just came out. The virus came from the Chinese lab, the China virus. Hunter Biden's laptop was real.
Okay, the laptop was made.
They tried to say, well, it was made by Russia. Russia.
Yeah, it was. Yes. You sent Rudy to Ukraine to buy Compromat. They were selling a hard drive for $3 million. He paid $5 million to God knows who, came home, and then magically the laptop supposedly appears at Keith Ablow's house, and then it magically appears at the blind repairman dude who's since vanished. What shop? We've never seen a picture of it. And then Rudy just has stacks of hard drives that he's passing out to people. Yeah, it's Russia. Yes, that's what they're doing.
Hunter Biden's laptop was real. Lafayette Square was not cleared for a photo op. That just came out, and I want to thank the...
No, they didn't use... The idea was, I guess, that they didn't use tear gas. Was that the ultimate thing?
Inspector General for having the courage to come out with the truth. They was...
Hold on. I would like to see the take on this. Let's see. New window. Let's see. Lafayette Square cleared. The idea was no. What the Trump supporters are now touting on a total exoneration formula. Yeah, here you go. What the new IG report about the gassing of protesters Lafayette Square actually says. Okay, here we go. New Inspector General report about the chain of events that led to protesters being tear gassed near the White House last June is generating headlines like, police did not clear Lafayette Square so Trump could hold the Bible out of photo. But a close reading of the report in question reveals there are still some unanswered questions. Last summer, large Black Lives Matter protests were occurring. June 1st, the Black Lives protests were escalating. Law and order decided to walk to the street from the church to hold the Bible upside down, right? He was able to do so because the crowd of protesters in Lafayette Square, which abuts the church, had been forcibly cleared by law enforcement in what some outlets referred to as an attack. Officers from various law enforcement groups used horses, riot shields, batons, pepper spray, tear gas to clear the area. Reporters and onlookers understandably linked Trump's desire to hold a photo op with the operation to forcibly clear protesters, but the new IG report has prompted a reevaluation of the linkage with his conclusion. The evidence we obtained did not support a finding that the USPP, the United States Park Police, cleared the park to allow the president to survey the damage and walk to St. John's Church. Instead, the evidence we reviewed showed that the USPP cleared the park to allow the contractor to safely install the anti-scale fence in response to destruction of property and injury to officers occurring May 30th and 31st. But the report does not clarify everything about what happened on June 1st. For example, it does not offer a perspective as to whether the injury to officers was actually necessitated the clearing of the park. That was the reasoning they gave internally while he was running the office. But because the IG report is limited to the actions of the U.S. Park Police and did not include interviews with Secret Service or the Attorney General at the time of the incident, Bill Barr, who spoke with law enforcement before the operation began, important questions about the chain. Yeah, it's BS. That's the filed one with them. I have a gnat in here.
They were saying Lafayette Square was a big deal. By the way, they tried to burn down these insurrectionists. They tried to burn down the church.
Oh, they were the insurrectionists. Are we going to the Insurrection Act now? So is this just to piss off Sidney Powell because you didn't fill out the insurrection, you didn't sign the Insurrection Act?
Which was built at the same time as the White House, and they almost got it. Interestingly, they did fireproofing work a week before. If they didn't do that fire, it was luck. Or maybe it was from God. If they didn't do that...
Yeah, it's probably luck then. Maybe it was from God. I mean, it was a church.
Fireproofing work, the church would have been burned down. The Russian bounty story was a fake. Remember that?
No, it wasn't. They didn't have actionable intelligence.
The Russian bounty, it was a total fake. We did not produce, and think of this.
Yeah, I'm thinking about this. Hold on one second. What? Hold on. I hate the fact that this is hard to put. Let's see. There you go. And here. Stop scrolling. There you go. All right.
The vaccines, all of the vaccines we're saving. Frankly, I believe in freedom. You have to make your own choice. But the vaccines are saving not only the country, they're saving the world.
Yeah, the audience goes distinctly quiet during this part because Mike Lindell literally believes, and it's fairly rare in these, fluctuating, flexible times that we are in, that you can use literally. And in the case of Mike Lindell, he literally believes the virus is the mark of the beast. The vaccine, beg your pardon. The vaccine is the mark of the beast.
Another 1917 where you lost almost 100 million people with the Spanish flu. So the vaccines, and we did it in less than...
Totally, they're sitting back down now. The minute
9 months, everybody said it was going to take 3-4. Dr. Fauci, your favorite person, said it would take 3, 4, 5 years. Don't even do it because it's going to take so long.
By the way, and that's how long it's going to take to get full FDA approval for all of these things. We're still under emergency use. The time scale they're talking about for full FDA use for, when we start dealing with variants that get to this country and we're using booster shots to deal with it along the level of the flu, or we come up with an mRNA that deals with all coronaviruses, including flu, that you're going to need a booster for that. We're about 3 years out from those kind of things. The time scale is the time scale is the time scale. Like this whole, we got it done fast, and then everybody there is like, I'm not taking that shit. It came out too fast.
The FDA does not like me very much, that I can tell you. They don't like me even a little bit because I pushed them like they've never been pushed. It was supposed to take 3 to 5 years. I got it done in less than 9 months. So the vaccine's big deal.
I got it done in less than 9 months.
That's a really big deal. And then we bought billions of dollars before we knew it even worked. Otherwise, you wouldn't have had the vaccine till October.
Yeah, that was the pandemic response team that he got rid of, left him a handbook after they look, you're going to kick us to the curb, but here's the results of our findings and what you're going to need to do. That was all in there. If there's something like that happens and you have the opportunity, pre-buy.
October of this year. So nobody, all of the people that have been able to get their shots, nobody
is in that audience in front of you is among that crowd because they all are not taking it because they believe it's satanic and it tracks them and it makes them magnetic and it makes them sterile and is part of a depopulation scheme by George Soros.
Nobody would have had it yet. But
nobody in that audience has had it yet.
Remember, it's also about freedom, so it's your choice.
Yeah, it's your choice, meaning the
state lockdowns didn't work. They were a
yeah, they did.
Disaster. You look at New York, you look at California, you look at Illinois, you look at the blue states run by governors of a certain party called the Democrat Party. They didn't work.
It's the Democratic Party.
They were a disaster. Then you look at Texas and Florida and all of our great representatives and governors that have done such a great job.
Is he wearing, he's got those two mics in front of him, but every time he moves his arms, it gets fuzzy, like he's wearing a lavalier and he keeps touching it or something.
The schools have to be opened. We've been saying that for a year. Open.
Yeah, we didn't do anything to do it, make sure it was okay.
Up the schools, and our border security programs were vitally important and successful. All Biden had to do, all he had to do is just leave it alone. So we went from the most successful, the safest border in the history of our country. Think of that.
Think of that. All it took was a disease that was killing hundreds of thousands of Americans to keep people from wanting to be close to hundreds of thousands of sick Americans.
To the worst and most dangerous border. And it's not just...
Yeah, not the worst and most dangerous currently. Not even close. It's statistically in line with what we deal with all the time.
People coming in. Frankly, in many ways, that's the least of it. Drugs are flowing in at a point...
Again, his mic is muted. What is happening? Get your hands up like you're an adult.
That we've never seen before.
Those are okay. Both those mics are fake. For the record. Or they're aimed at his hands.
levels that we've never seen before. If you look at the human trafficking, unfortunately, mostly trafficking in women. Nobody's ever seen numbers like this. These are...
Yeah, we have.
Are killers, these are thugs, these are people that are being released from the jails of other countries.
Right, this is the whole, he loves the president of Mexico, they respected each other, they work very well together, but at the same time, the president of Mexico is emptying the jail cells of all the rapists and murderers and drug dealers and everybody and sending them to the United States. This is the same sales pitch from the escalator speech, but just, you know, like hitting the nail on the head instead of tapping the sides.
I stopped payment to those other countries. I get along very well with the heads of those countries.
He gets along very well with the heads of the countries that are sending rapists to America. What is that? How is that supposed to be an argument for your effectiveness as a leader? What? I get along very well with them, even though I know full well they are emptying their prisons of murderers and rapists and drug dealers and sending them into America. But I get along with them. They're, you know, other than that.
I stopped payment to those countries, and they accepted all of their MS-13 people back. They were not taking it back for a long time.
Yeah, that, I mean, again, not even true. The Obama administration didn't have this problem.
And I said, well, how much do we pay? And they said, we pay them $500 million a year. I said, stop payment immediately. The next day I was called by the heads of those countries.
And went, yeah, there's caravans coming now.
Saying we would be honored to take MS-13 back into our country. It would be a great honor. So, you know, what we've done is...
Did they say sir before this bullshit story?
Incredible. What we've done in terms of the border, in terms of rebuilding our military.
What is happening?
Military, so many other things. Right to try, as an example, right to try. For 44 years, they've been trying to get it approved.
Which is, by the way, the exact same amount of time they've been trying to get the VA changes that Obama made, that he says he made. It's always 44, 45 years, and they were never trying.
It's where somebody's terminally ill, and we won't let them use a very promising medicine.
Yeah, and it wasn't until Trump and the Republicans were able to push through a version where the drug companies have total indemnity.
So we've done all of these things, but illegal.
I don't know why he has mics in front of him. They are not on. These are not the mics. He's not hitting those with his hands. I don't know what that is.
Border crossings. Look at what's happening to our country now. Illegal border crossings are up more than 1,400%. That's one
from COVID.
1,400.
From no one. Again, Schaumburg, fastest growing city in America because there were 4 people, and then another family moved in.
100%, and getting much worse. And this is only the people that we capture, and then they release them, of course, because
they release them into Tennessee and Texas and just Republican areas apparently, so that they can vote for Democrats.
We had a policy, stay in Mexico. You have to stay in Mexico. We won that in the courts, and we won it with Mexico, and we get along great with Mexico. And
we get along great with Mexico because they're sending, again, rapists and murderers. Those people get in, apparently.
The president, he's a terrific guy. It's no good for him either. It's no good.
No, it's terrible for him. He's losing all of his good rapists and murderers. It's really rough when, like, how do you run a country without prisons full of rapists and murderers? You have to let them out. But them getting across our border and not being able to just prey on the people you left in Mexico is, it's terrible for business.
Because people are coming in from all over the world, not just from Latin America, South America. They're coming in from all sorts of countries, including the Middle East. So,
Arabs, here they come.
We have people coming in. I just saw a report where Sweden.
Jesus Christ. I'm not kidding. What is happening?
Is doing very bad on crime.
Seriously, there are 2 mics right there. They're doing nothing. This is driving me crazy. His mic is on his tie. Someone hooked him up and he doesn't know it. He's not thinking about it. That's the lavalier should be the fallback, and those two mics are there in case he does exactly this.
Crime. Germany is doing very bad on crime. These used to be the safest countries in Europe, and now they're becoming very unsafe. One of the most unsafe countries is Sweden. You know why? They're letting in people into their country that are causing tremendous disruption. Well, we're letting in people at a level that Sweden never even could imagine.
Well, that's because we're like, what, 10 times the size of Sweden?
So people are just flowing across our borders. We had it stopped. We built almost 500 miles of border wall, and it would have been finished in 4 weeks. And then
yeah, just that last, the only thing is this, that last 4 weeks of work, and the rest of it doesn't work at all. Like, as soon as somebody wasn't there to guard it, the wall doesn't work for shit. Now that because it's those crucial last 4 weeks. Apparently, the wall was baked like a cake, you know, and somebody took it out and it just.
And then Biden decided to stop it. So now we have openings, and now I understand they want to stop it, but they're having a hard time with the contractors. I know contractors better than anyone. They're
yes, you've stiffed contractors more than anyone.
Very brilliant. They may
Why is he squinting? I think he's just tired.
not read or write in some cases, but
I will say that the kind of stimulants that he is known to be on cause migraines, kind of like caffeine does. If you have too much caffeine, if you have migraines, that can trigger it, and that can cause blurred vision and that kind of stuff. So if you see somebody kind of doing that business a lot, that he uses that stuff, I mean, that's part of it.
but you know what? They're smarter than the rest. They're smarter.
Oh.
So I just want to thank.
It froze. What did he just say about contractors?
The border wall, and it would have been finished in 4 weeks, and then Biden decided to stop it. So now we have openings, and now I understand they want to stop it, but they're having a hard time with the contractors. I know contractors better than anyone. They're very brilliant. They may not read or write in some cases, but you know what?
There are no contractors that are working at least on government projects, if not any meaningful projects in this country, that cannot read or write. And technically, I would argue that there are no brilliant people. There are some smart people, I'm sure, street smart, whatever that is, that are illiterate. But there are no brilliant people that are illiterate in the United States, anyways, that are working on giant federal contracts. And the idea that that his wall was supposed to solve it, that 4 more weeks would have stopped all this, the people coming across. But now we have the worst border ever because the wall didn't work. You were supposed to set it and forget it. The wall stops everything. Walls and wheels, right? Walls work. Once you have it up, you're done. You don't need to track people. Drones are ridiculous. It's got it's got electrodes in it to shock everybody. But apparently, minus those 4 weeks of work, the wall is useless. People are coming, by and around and through it faster than ever. It did nothing. Billions of dollars spent, and apparently the wall is useless by his account.
You know what? They're smarter than the rest. They're smarter. So I just want to thank everybody. I'm apologetic.
Well, then do it.
Because gas prices have skyrocketed.
I'm apologetic because again, the self-involved version of the word. Is there a way to conjugate every word to where you make it about yourself? I would like to think I'm being very apologetic about it instead of just like, I'd like to apologize, even, just going, I apologize for what you're going through. Or I feel sorry for you for what you're going through. You can't apologize for something that isn't your fault, unless, I guess, technically it was.
Rocketed. If you look at your gasoline prices, when I left, it was $1.87.
And no one was going anywhere.
A gallon. And now it's way over $3 in many cases. And by the way, I hate to say it, but it's going up and really going up. The Keystone Pipeline, 48,000 people. The real number is 48,000 people.
Yeah, the people building the Canadian shale oil pipeline.
Out of work almost immediately. Now, Biden never said that during the campaign. I told you he would do that.
No, everybody was running against Keystone Pipeline. During Obama-Biden, they were talking about stopping it. This is, I don't know why he thinks this is a win.
But he never said that during the campaign. So the
Yeah, he did repeatedly.
Keystone Pipeline, a disaster, and yet he allows Russia. You know, I stopped the Russia pipeline, probably the biggest pipeline in the world.
Then how's it still going through?
We're going into Germany and other countries in Europe. It was stopped. He approved it, and he let it be built. So he let them have a pipeline.
We don't have direct control over it.
In Europe.
We can only pressure people to do it. That's part of what he's doing at the G7.
By Russia, but he doesn't let us have the Keystone XL pipeline, and all of those people are out of work. And
Terrible.
The union heads, believe it or not, they supported Joe Biden. They ought to get rid of those union heads right now. I will tell you, the workers supported me, but they supported
apparently not
Joe Biden. You look at so many other things like China and the China virus. They have to pay reparations. We've been hurt so badly.
Yeah, finally, this is the reparations that Trump can wrap his head around.
In terms of death, human life, and in terms of monetarily, to a level that they have to pay us.
Thank you, Linda.
And frankly, if they paid us $10 trillion, that wouldn't cover it. But they really have to pay the world, because this has started in the world. The entire world has been not only disrupted, but it's almost been destroyed. And we're doing well.
The entire world has not been destroyed. I would like to say, just for the record, look, we have somewhere in the order, by the time this all shakes out, we might lose to COVID about 11 million people worldwide. And in many of the countries where there's a spike, where we're trying to help this, there might be a rolling issue with it for years to come if it continues to spike, spread, and create variants in those countries that we will have to deal with as people come into our country, and all the other first world nations who are building the vaccines and all are going to have to modify mRNA vaccines to try and tamp down these variants as they go. But this ain't the bubonic plague. People are not, they're not plague doctors walking in the street scooping people up in the middle of New York City. There never were. Good Lord.
Well, because we built such a great economic foundation. We created the most jobs of any president ever. We had 160 million people working. We were never close. And then we got hit by the pandemic. And like every other country,
we've heard this
we
part
had
before.
some very tense moments, but we did an incredible job. But because the foundation was so strong, we're back.
See what I mean? When he uncrosses his hands, then you can hear the mic that's on his jacket wherever the hell it is.
Far better than any other country. They used to say, oh, but look how well India's doing. Well, India's been hit harder.
Yeah, they didn't say that. Like, nobody was like, but India's killing it.
Than anybody now. But they used to use that as an excuse. They used to use other countries.
Well, you used to use Sweden as an excuse for herd immunity, and then they got hit worse.
As an excuse about how well they're doing, but now they're doing unbelievably badly, and we're doing
unbelievably badly.
Great as a country, especially those areas, and in particular areas run like Florida, Ron DeSantis, and Texas, Greg Abbott, and other places.
What? Yeah, where they're getting people vaccinated in large part because they're big and rich states. How's the virus rate in South Dakota?
Look at the places run by Republicans. They're doing unbelievable. So we really built it back twice.
Yes, it's not believable.
We built it back the first, and we were stronger than ever before. And then we had...
I know we felt it. Didn't you guys feel it?
The pandemic. We did an incredible job. We came up with a vaccine early. We gave shots much earlier than anybody thought possible. 9 months, less than 9 months we did this. It was going to take 4, 5, 6 years. Some people thought it would never happen. But
yeah, never. We would just die. Just, one coronavirus like MERS or SARS comes back around, whole world wiped out. I mean, imagine like the flagellating egoism of this.
But we did it, and we're very proud of it.
Oh, did we? We're very proud of it. We're very proud of the vaccine. Tell that to that entire crowd, including Mike Lindell, who is not getting the vaccine and will never get the vaccine because he thinks that it's the mark of the beast, and he thinks that, but somehow you are against it.
Out of it. And honestly, We've saved our country. We've saved the world. What we've done for the world will be written about later on. Maybe not.
Later on, yes. In the third testament of the Bible, when they talk about the mark of the beast, they'll say, you know, when Cotton Candy Head, you know, the orange beast opened the third seal.
Not right now because they don't want to give us credit, but it'll be written about. And again, I want to thank everybody that's there. You are incredible.
Yeah, the credit will go to Dr. Fauci and the team at the CDC and the NIH coordinating all of it based on the pandemic response team's findings before you scuttled them. By the way, tell us again how the cupboards were
Incredible people. The election was rigged. The election was rigged like never before. We got them by surprise 4 years ago, and then
yes, apparently it was a big surprise even to you.
We got 12 million more votes. Think of it. We went from 63 million votes, and we won, to 75 million people, and
yeah, that's what happens when you allow no excuse mail-in voting and all those things. That's what happens. More people participate. We have a bigger electorate, and there's a huge chunk of people that want to participate, but they make it too difficult in a lot of red states, especially. But because of COVID, we had more people voted by mail and early than ever before, and there was more of a paper trail than we've ever had.
They say we lost, but we didn't lose.
Yeah, you lost. For the record, he lost. Just so you know, he lost badly. I mean, he lost the popular vote the first time, but they're going to tell it themselves that it was all illegals voting and dead people and whatnot. Same thing this time, but the number was enormous. It's a trouncing.
75 million votes. They say that we lost. Now, I was told by John McLaughlin, who's considered.
This is going to be all you need is this number. This is the part where if you think there's some massive fraud going on or somebody planned it, how the incumbent would have less power to manipulate, control the election and use everything that is, within his power as the president of the United States to get his ass kicked by the challenger who has none of those things is kind of amazing. But this whole, all you need is this number of votes, we get this number and you're golden, sounds like someone selling you a fraud system. It sounds like somebody going, look, tell you what, we can make it so that you get 68 million votes. That's all you need. You clear that, there's no way he touches you. And we will do this and it'll cost you this. Like that's what this McLaughlin conversation sounds like.
Considered just about the best pollster, I would say the best pollster.
Is the guy who likes him all the time.
Sir, there's a few of them out there, Towery. There are a few of them out there that are great. Sir, you got 63 million.
Sir.
If you can go up to 65, you can't lose the election. Well, you know what happened?
Yeah, we bought 2 million votes like they were Twitter followers, and it didn't work. Satire, 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 satire.
We went up to 75, and they say we lost the election. If you win Miami, if you win Florida.
Yeah, just winning Miami is enough.
If you take out and win, and we won by a lot, Florida and Ohio, and then
yes, that's true. If this was 1998.
You add Iowa, nobody.
Add Iowa.
Nobody's ever won those states and lost.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's almost like we don't live in the same electorate that we had 15 years ago. I was always told in the 80s all you needed was Ohio and Florida.
In virtual landslides, and they have us losing. And there are so many. We held every state house. We held Congress,
Yeah, all the Republicans that got elected and you lost. So it must have been these total fake ballots, even though those big fake ballots all seem to make a lot of the Republicans in those areas win.
We were supposed to lose 20.
Iowa. I know. I don't know what the hell.
5 seats. And we ended up gaining 16 in the House of Representatives.
So what's your argument for you being cheated? You gained seats in the House. It was narrow, and the Republicans didn't lose huge sections of the Senate. It was you, dude. It was you.
And it wasn't for me. Right now, the Senate would be 60-40 against, because I made
60-40. Were there even that many seats available?
Teleconference calls. They call them town hall calls.
Is that what they call them? Yeah, we listened to some of them. Yeah, they were the thing that clinched it. was his phone calls. Jesus Christ. Remember when we went through those last year? These weird, like, thank you, Iowa, for doing this. I really want you to get out and vote for, who's that person on the list? And right, vote for them. Did my job. Check, please.
Speaking to tens of thousands of
dozens.
people for congressional candidates and senators.
Yeah, that was what did it, was these phone calls.
And we would right now be at 60-40 against instead of 50-50. And unfortunately, Mitch McConnell, with what he was doing.
At least Mitch knows not to cover his lav with his hands like that.
Hurt us very.
Sit back.
Very badly in Georgia. We lost those 2 seats. We should have never lost those 2 seats, but we did. But we also lost them for other reasons. I'm not sure that no matter.
Can you imagine what the people, like, do you think, is this like the drum solo section of this speech where people watching this have all just left to get a pretzel?
What you did, you could have won. They signed a consent decree in Georgia that was so bad, it basically was a decree that said Republicans aren't going to win. They should have never been allowed.
You mean the thing that Republicans signed and pushed through?
To sign it. Regardless, again,
regardless.
I want to thank Mike as being a true patriot. I want to thank people like Rudy Giuliani, who is out there
Giuliani. We're now pronouncing it that way.
Okay. And they're after him, and they want to take him down. They want to take us all down. There's never been a time like this. There's never been. It's weaponized.
Well, I don't know. Like, obviously, Nixon went through the ringer.
It's weaponized. And
it's weaponized.
Republicans were very nice. Our people were very, very nice and very, very respectful. And
yeah, that's what they were. Yeah, that's when I think of Matt Gaetz and Jim Jordan and Rudy, and yeah, just nice and respectful.
I said this would happen, but Rudy is a great patriot. He was the greatest mayor in the history of New York, and a great, great patriot. And what he's done, and what Mike has done, and what so many other people have done, these are incredible heroes.
Yeah, they're great people, and I would like to put them in a giant group of nobodies that are doing great things that I can't, I mean, I wish I could name them all.
And they're going to go down as heroes someday, and I think.
Well, they're going to, you're half right. They're going to go down. I don't, the as heroes part, not so much.
I think it's someday in the not too distant future. So I look forward to being with you. Mike, congratulations on this unbelievable crowd. That crowd is incredible. I mean, you set that up so quickly, and look at the number of people that showed up, and that'll.
Yeah, and yet you can't fill a place anymore. That's odd.
It'll happen all over the country because it's all over the country. People want to know what happened.
People want to know what happened.
And I want to know what happened.
I'll tell you what happened. You lost. You lost badly.
Because that was an election that was won by us easily. It was won easily. Thank you very much. Enjoy the day. Thank you, Mike. Keep it going, Mike. You're a fighter and you're a winner. Thank you all very much. I love you all.
God bless you, Mr. President.
They released balloons right at that moment. Oh, and somebody filmed it on their thing. Why I support Michael. All right. Honest to God, the follow-up rumbles are just the most frightening part. What they recommend. That, for the record, this is what he's got left. Whoops, I froze. That's weird. There we go. That's a little better, I think. Huh. It's that guy. It's this little. It's my. Oh, the cup works a little smoother right now. Maybe they are fixing it behind the scenes. Maybe it's slowly starting to work. But like what they recommend behind, as far as the next video is always a frightening aspect. When it comes to Rumble, I never know what I'm gonna have to what they try to pour into your brain, because it's beyond just like an algorithm. You like this, you'll like this. You like this, you'll like this. Now let's understand there was some magic that happened, and FWANQ, that the whole FWANQ speech thing was just beautiful.
And our first.
And so Diamond and Silk, let's see if I can blow this up a little bit, because it's going to be, there we go. That's a little better. Maybe move this over. Diamond and Silk really opened the show.
Speakers today really need no introduction. We all know.
Well, then leave the stage, obviously.
Know them. We all love them. Diamond and Sil. Will you please join me?
And I think that's Brandon House, the guy who does the, he like exec produces and directs all the Mike Lindell videos.
Welcoming Diamond and Sil.
What time does Ted Nugent go on is what I want to know. Americas make some noise?
Oh my goodness, I am so happy to be here in Wisconsin. I love you all. Thank you so
I've never been to Eastconsin, but Wisconsin is
much. To Mike Lindell. He is truly a patriot. You all give it up for Mike Lindell.
Yes, give it up for Mike Lindell. He paid for us to be here.
I want you all to know that we are in the United States of America.
Oh, yeah. All right. Get it right, Wisconsin. You are not Canadians.
Not the United States of China, but the United States of America.
Are they serving weird food at the concession stand and it was confusing people? What?
And I refuse to accept communism, socialism, and Marxism.
Okay. Yeah, no problem with that. Please continue.
We stay in the land of the free and the home of the brave, not slaves.
This should be like a home of the free, land of the brave, not home of the not me, not land of the slave. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Now y'all know why we here.
No, because he paid you $10,000 to be there, and he buys ads on your show.
Because it seemed like somebody wants to silence our freedom of speech.
That's what it
They do? Oh, well, they're doing a terrible job.
seems like.
But we can't let that happen.
No, please don't.
Thank God for Frank.
Hold on, wait. Why am I getting... This is the problem with... No. Hold on. This whole thing. Right? I always have to broom some of the people selling stuff in the Facebook chat. It's a good sign, though. It means our numbers are up. And of course, thanks again to the trolls. We've got a few of them today. I really appreciate your eyeballs and adding to the broadcast. And remember, YouTube and Twitch don't really care if you like the show or not. They just want you here, as do I. So thanks for being here.
Speech. Now, they don't want us talking about some things.
Oh boy, here it comes.
When it comes to this 2020
No, they don't want it. Definitely not.
election.
No, they don't.
They keep telling us that we can't call it election fraud.
No, you can call it that. It just isn't true.
But what they want us to call it?
I guess the Biden presidency would be probably the normal thing if you were, if you're Americans participating in democracy.
They borrowed the election. Well, if you borrowed it, how about you give it back?
Rock solid. I see where you went there. This is good. Yeah. It's like a garden hose.
Yes. You know, I really don't understand the left. They ran around for 4 years pushing Russia collusion and election interference for 4 years.
4 years.
And then after the election of 2020, when we say something, they want to call it an insurrection.
Well, no. You can say anything you want. No one's calling your complaints or even your bullshit about the election an insurrection. No one. Really, no one. What you might hear and see is people calling the storming of the Capitol and the beating of police officers, where one was tased with his own taser so many times he had a heart attack, and others died, and others committed suicide because of what they've been through, what they've seen, and the experience they had that day. And then, of course, that a member of Trump's supporters was actually shot because she tried in a large group of people to breach the Capitol while someone outside built a gallows while yelling "Hang Mike Pence." That would be the insurrection part, just so you know. What you blather on Rumble, nobody gives a shit. Seriously. I mean, I'm sure there's some social media terms of service issues that you guys are having. That's between you and the companies that you choose to put your shit on. You don't have that problem on Rumble. You don't have that problem on Chattit. You don't have that problem on Telegram. You don't have that problem on Gab. You don't have that problem on Parler. There's no frank speech. That's been bullshit. They're just playing videos. It's just a website. None of that is an insurrection. Nobody, honest to God, do your worst. Feel free. But the part where they charged the Capitol and were beating cops is the insurrection part. Just to clarify, dum-dum.
No, it's not an insurrection. We want election transparency.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have that. Talk to your representatives in the red states that he lost in.
And sometime with the left, because everything goes over their heads, you got to start at the bottom.
At the bottom, baby.
Well, congratulations. As Trump supporters, you're like inches away from where you need to be. Go ahead.
A lot of these people took an oath to uphold the Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
The first question is, was constitutional laws broken?
What?
No, they were not.
If the answer was yes, that means there could have been some voter irregularities.
That's right.
And possibly...
Well, I mean, technically speaking, there can still be voter irregularities, and you don't have to violate the Constitution on a statewide level. So just so you know.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to call it like it is.
Call it like it is, Diamond.
Voter fraud.
That's right.
Voter fraud? Okay, good.
So you all know they doing these election audits across the country in Arizona and other places.
Yes.
I know y'all like that type of transparency. And all of a sudden now the Attorney General announced, here is what he said, I want to make sure I quote it.
Quote him.
That the Justice Department will scrutinize any post-election audits for evidence of voting law violation. But they wouldn't let us scrutinize the 2020 election, but they want to scrutinize the audits.
They're scrutinizing the scrutinizers. You do realize they don't have a problem with people, for example, doing audits and that kind of stuff in general. It's that there have been multiples of them. The problem is if you take machines that were used in voting, for example, and then scurry them off to a dark room you only have the key to and there's no cameras there, it's a bit of a problem. You wouldn't trust it if Democrats did it, right? Is that okay next election? Just so I'm clear, if like Media Matters or People for the American Way or any of those groups, like they do an audit of any state that a Republican wins in, and they just take the machines and hide them in a security room where they're the only ones that have access to them, and then they can just go in and out of there with zip drives and thumb drives in their pants pockets. Nobody's checking, nobody cares, and then you use those same machines in the next election. You're down with that? I just want to clarify, just in case.
I have a problem with that.
A big problem with that. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because we don't need the DOJ scrutinizing anything. What you should have been doing was looking into what happened in 2020.
That's right.
Yeah.
That wind feels so good blowing silk. I love it.
Oh, yes, it do. Blowing like a breeze, Diamond.
It is.
So
The wind is blowing like a breeze. It totally is.
In our country, you all. And they want us to think that we are divided But let me tell you something. We are the United States of America.
Yes, yes. Take.
We are united.
Hold on, sorry. Yes, yeah. I mean, even Obama wished he could say it as well.
And I have a bone to pick with some people.
Uh-oh.
And I don't want nobody to get offended. But I have a bone to pick with some of our Republicans.
Yeah, this is the part I'm 100% for, just for the record. Like, I'm a big fan of this.
Yes.
Please attack other Republicans. I mean, I feel like I just should have popcorn for these moments and just sit back and watch.
Because how can you say you stand for the Constitution? You
Right, you
stand
can't.
up for the American people.
You don't.
And you take and you hand our country over to these left-leaning
That's right.
radicals.
Yeah, do you even Republican, bro? I mean,
Now they have a problem
that's
with us
true.
doing this audit, the forensic audit.
The audit,
Well,
yes.
to the left, since you all certify, now it's time for us to verify. That's what we need to do. And there's
You couldn't, I'm just saying, from a production standpoint, you couldn't just put them on the screen so that people further back do it. I guess they don't matter. It's just the giant, you paid for the giant flag. I mean, that's literally from a YouTube channel that's a flag waving YouTube thing that you can, it's free. It's a high-res 4K flag waving thing that doesn't cost you. You just, they do it, use it all over the place.
There's nothing wrong with voter transparency.
That's right.
We need.
Well, I mean, if you have a bunch of Republicans finding out who voted the other way in a district and then going and threatening the people who voted as Democrats, then that would be the transparency. That's why we have a private vote. It's exactly why.
Some voter transparency.
That's right.
Now everybody is all upset.
They are upset, especially these folks back here in the back. They're very upset that they didn't get there earlier and get a really good seat.
You have a patriot like Mike Lindell standing on the front line.
On the front line.
Well, it's his event, so he gets a seat in the front. I think it's called front row is what you're talking about.
Where is the RNC?
Where you at?
Yeah, where are they? Yeah. Why RNC? Why aren't you there? I agree. They suck.
RNC.
Boo, RNC.
Where is the GOP?
Where you
Where
at,
are they?
GOP?
Where you at, GOP? Where are
Stop
they?
asking
Boo.
us and requesting money for us if you can't fight for us.
That's right. Yes. Stop asking these people for money, GOP, RNC. You're not getting any. It is all going to DonaldJTrump.com, and people contribute. And if you're watching this and you're a maggot or a Trumpster, I don't know why you're not following their advice. Stop giving money to the RNC especially. Please give... I mean... Thank you, Craig. I love the pop-up amphitheater. Yeah, I mean, you can just rent it. You know, hey, if damn Yankees can do it.
If you can't fight for we, the American people, I don't plan to give you not one damn dime.
That's right. Yes. Yes, do what she says. Not a dime. Not a dime to the GOP and the RNC. If they don't know that, not a penny. Listen to Diamond and Silk. I mean it. Where's my flashing satire phrase? Hold on. I'm going to get myself in trouble. Hold on one second. This is... Hold on. Pop this up here. Hold on. I need this put in here. There we go. And then I'll fix this. just yeah. Hi. Yes. Give all your money to them. Give every penny that you have don't give it to the RNC and the GOP. Give it to Diamond and Silk and DJT. Come on. This is what you want to do.
Not one red cent.
Not one.
No. Well, and when she means red scent, she means straight up they're friends with China and they're trying to wreck everything. Just I'm saying. Just, yeah, I got to make sure. Hold on. I have to do this in, let's see. OBS. Where we go? Oh, hold on. Where are you? There it is. New studio source. There you go. Stream. Oh, no. Yes. Source. This is the commentary. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Now it's right. There you go. Now I've got a button for it. Now I won't crash my stuff doing it. Okay, here we go.
I will be donating my money directly to Donald J. Trump.
Yes, yes, do this in every way. I agree.
If you want
with
money, go get
Diamond
it from Paul
Silk.
Ryan. Mitch McConnell.
Yes, if you want, give it to. Oh my God.
Mitt Romney. Liz Cheney. But don't try to come after the American people.
No.
And you wouldn't stand up for the American people.
No, that's right. Yes, please, in every
Let me
way.
get on off my chest. And to Alahan Omar.
Alahan Omar. If you don't know, Alahan Omar is I guess an Iraqi general. No, he's does anybody know who Alahan Omar is? Alahan. All right. Alahan. Oh no, you're not going to talk about Alahan. Alan Obama. What's his name?
The only thing I can tell you all, if you don't like this country, if you have a problem with the United States of America, you can leave.
She's showing her the exits. This is good. This is important pre-flight entertainment.
You can go north, south, east, or west. You can go.
Well, not south. I mean, I don't think she speaks Spanish. I mean, I don't know if Alan uses he, she pronouns. I don't know what they are.
That's right. That's right.
When you come into the United States of America, you need to assimilate to our ways.
Yes, assimilate to our ways. You must assimilate to them.
Not your way.
That's right.
Yeah. I hate when Alan Omar drives on the left side of the street just because he learned how to drive in England. You know what I mean?
And don't tell me we need to defund the police.
No, I will not.
We need our police officers to protect and to serve.
Agreed. And especially the FBI agents who are having to serve search warrants to people like Rudy Giuliani. I don't want them to be besmirched by the likes of you or Mike Lindell or Rudy Giuliani.
And let me go ahead on and get this off my chest.
Please get it. Yeah, go for it. And by the way, frankspeech.org is right over here. If you haven't subscribed, go to FWANQ. Thank you, Craig. Go to FWANQ.com, FWANQ.com, FWANQ, and join us. Subscribe using Amazon Prime.
Too
At
soon.
FWANQ.
Go ahead on
Oh,
and
please.
get it off your chest, too.
Go head on.
I need to sue Black Lives Matter.
Yes.
She needs to sue them.
Yes, we do.
For all of this foolishness that they've been pushing in this country.
That's right.
You're going to sue them for all this foolishness. What are the grounds of your lawsuit? Do you have to have standing in a lawsuit of like all this foolishness v. Black Lives Matter?
And stop talking about this critical race theory. It's a theory, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's debatable. It's more of a philosophy. I don't know that technically it falls into it's been used as the phrase, as they used it, the word theory since I think the late 70s when you're talking about CRT, but it does not qualify as an actual theory. It's critical race philosophy, arguably, but that doesn't carry the punch. And if you guys call it that, then it kind of loses steam and it wouldn't make a good Tucker freak out. So
as far as I'm concerned, it's a conspiracy theory.
So you agree that it's a theory, I see.
Because you know, anytime me and you say something, Silk, they always saying we spreading conspiracy theories.
That's what they say.
But what happened?
Well, not every time you say something. I mean, that ChatDit is actually a valid social media platform. I would call that a conspiracy theory for sure.
When it turns out to be a fact, Jack. You know, they trying to divide us. We can't let that happen.
No. And you know who's worse, who's trying to divide us the most? The GOP and the RNC. Go get them.
Cannot.
We can't let that happen. So Biden is talking about
Thank you, Robert.
building back better.
That's right. Yes, that's precisely what he's talking about.
But it looked like he's building back backwards.
That's right.
Back to when? You know, like when we created the highway system, or to the 80s, or what 90s crime? Is that where they're going?
Because we have borders that's wide open that should be shut to illegal aliens.
That's right.
We have them wide open. Apparently the Wayback Machine or the time crystal, like Biden apparently went like that and opened the time crystal and did like that, and the wall just went and it just did. Again, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. The wall was supposed to work, but apparently it's 4 weeks away from working, but all the rest of it just does not work. It's so weird. At least the trees are in focus.
And please stop telling me they are immigrants.
Oh, the guy, they're not in focus, but the dude with the camera over there is in focus. Do I have to? All right. Nobody cares. I have all my technical issues.
Immigrant, get in line and wait their turn. An illegal alien comes in illegal. When you come to my house and you break in, you are a burglar, not a guest.
That's right.
I see where you're going with that. What if you had a policy for your house, for example, that if there was a tornado outside, somebody could run up and knock on the door and you go, yeah, come on in. But you have to prove that you don't have a house down the block. Go hide in your own house or whatever. But you were able to make that point. But you're like, I can't make that point on the porch. I got a child with me. We're going to die because of the winds and stuff. Can we come in and make the case over there? Would you just leave them on the porch and go, no, you're a burglar. If you try to get in my door, I will shoot you. Just as long as we're using the burglar analogy.
Somebody need to go tell Biden and his regime that.
Yeah, his regime is terrible.
I heard he over there overseas somewhere at some type of summit.
Yeah, I heard that too. I mean, it's a word on the street is. I think it's a rumor though. Are they at a funeral? I don't know why they're dressed for the death of America. That's their. Yeah, maybe he is, maybe he isn't. I don't know. Is Biden overseas someplace doing something? Is he's probably golfing again? I don't know.
I can tell he's leading from the back.
You can?
Yep.
Cognitive decline, walking in the back, leading from the back, mumbling words. He looked pitiful.
Does he? Did you see the pictures that I showed earlier? I guess not.
It's a shame.
It is a shame. It's some kind of summit. He's just kind of over there.
And it's so sad that that's leading our country. And what you not gonna do, the left, the media, you not gonna lie to me and tell me that Biden had more black people to vote for him than the black president. You're not gonna get me to believe.
Well, you didn't have unconditional mail-in voting then. Which, a lot of times poor and disenfranchised people, especially in areas where, the whites in those areas have denied voting machines in a large, part of these areas, making it available to them and making sure the get out the vote campaigns can adequately provide people with the ability to mail in their votes to raise the number overall. I mean, it's one of the reasons why Trump got more black votes this time, the percentage overall. Well, that was based on the old percentage of registered voters, not the new percentage of people who registered and were able to vote early in a lot of these areas. It grew because all numbers grew. They just didn't grow far enough. They mean Obama.
Believe that. That's a lie.
That's a lie.
No, more people voted in this election than the last two elections. So, of course, more people voted, and then the percentage will get more over time. I mean, all of the Obama-Biden voters voted for Biden, and then some Republicans and others who didn't vote at all or were disenfranchised or went, I don't know, Trump this, Trump that, who cares? I don't know. He's as an unknown quantity in 2016. They might have reacted a little differently after a couple of years.
It's a lie.
Do I let Camden go outside when it's not? No, not like this.
That's a lie.
And if y'all don't believe me, all you have to do is go walk in the hood and start asking questions. But the left.
Yeah, everybody there, everybody at Mike Lindell's rally is going to go walk in the hood and ask black people who they voted for. Please, someone film that. Can we have, you didn't vote for Biden, did you? To do that.
Left, they don't want you to talk about that filth. Because they're going to say you spreading conspiracy theory.
Well, no, they do. We just think you're a dipshit. That's not a conspiracy theory.
That's what they're going to say.
You don't actually have a theory. You just go that there's no way he got more, which is just an assertion. It's not quite a conspiracy theory. They took a regime with them. It's true.
No, it's not conspiracy theory. It's critical thinking.
That's right.
It's not critical race theory, though. It's not critical thinking theory. Nathan says that must be why the insurrection didn't work. They took a regime with them. Hey, Hal, hope you're well, brother. Thank you.
A man that hid in the basement.
In the basement.
The whole.
Well, he didn't hide in the basement. He was doing virtual town halls like every 2 days. We were all inside. He didn't hide. He did all, Trump wanted fewer debates.
Campaign. Half sleep. Couldn't get a crowd to show up.
Well, they didn't try. It was in the middle of COVID.
No, I'm sorry. You didn't win no election. It looked like y'all may have.
You didn't win no election. Double negative. So he did win. Okay, good.
Stolen an election.
Yeah, that was the issue. It was totally stolen. Yeah, it was stolen by the actual votes of another group of people.
And that's my humble opinion. I can have an opinion.
Yeah.
Yes, you're welcome to your opinion. You're welcome to be a dumbass. It's completely with your every right.
Because the constitutional right tells me that I have a right to freedom of speech.
Well, yeah, but within reason, obviously. You're not going to be able to post, child porn on Chat-It. You might be able to on Frank's Speech, though, if it ever launches.
And we black women in this country. We can speak our piece.
That's right.
You're not going to bully us into a corner.
No, you're not.
And tell
No, we're not. No, nobody puts Diamond and Silk in a corner.
us the
Now I've had the time of my whites. And
shut up while you destroy America.
Yeah, my question is, why didn't all the VIPs show up? These are the reserved seats. Why are they empty?
You're not going to do that.
No.
Let me tell you something.
Tell us.
When
Tell
people
it.
from Venezuela and Cuba come to this country, They come to this country because they have a place to run to. If we, as Americans, do not stand up against this tyranny, where are we going to run?
Where?
We have no place to run.
No place to run.
I got no place else to go. Where am I supposed to do? Canada? Germany? Sweden? Where are we supposed to go?
Because the United States is the...
I'm still stuck on the Sue BLM thing. I don't know where the fuck that went. Where's she pointing to? She's pointing to the exit where Alan Omar is supposed to leave through. Duh. Keep up, guys.
the greatest country on earth. Where you gonna run?
Yeah, where?
You ain't got no place to hide.
No. You can't go to Russia.
These people want to
Norway.
radicalize our children. They want to radicalize the college students. They want you to go along.
Yeah, we've never had radicalized college students before in this country. Half of the conservative movement, if not, I would argue 80% of the modern conservative movement is made up of former college radicals.
With the radicalization, you should say hell no to Jim Crow Joe.
That was written in all caps. I'm totally digging Silko Silk's hype action right now.
Now forgive me for my little cousin, but you know hell is in the Bible.
Yes, it is.
Well, yeah, it's kind of, you don't really have hell without the Bible. I mean, it's more than just in there. It's kind of a crucial, it's kind of a coin flip, really.
Oh yeah, I'm just tired.
And somebody just yelled, and they can all go to hell.
All of them can. Man, I'm just so tired of this.
Well, imagine how we feel.
Yeah, and I want to sue the whole government too.
Yes.
Yes, after you get done, yes. Because that's, Republicans are really known for their litigious nature. I can't take no more? Okay, sorry, Gorilla in the Mist. Then that means you can take more. So thank you, Craig. I'm convinced I can't be radicalized. I'm out. Hell no. Just punch on my hell card. Understood.
Back here. We in the midst of a pandemic.
The midst of a pandemic. That's how it spreads, air droplets.
We done gained all of this COVID weight.
All of this weight.
And now come to find out.
We've gained all this COVID weight? What?
Falsey. What's his name, girl?
Dr. Flip Flop Falsey.
Falsey. Dr. Flip Flop Falsey.
Has been undercoverly flip-flopping on the
He's been undercoverly.
American people.
Yes.
And
Undercoverly.
let me just say this. I'm not an anti-vaxxer.
No, we're not.
Yeah, you're talking to a crowd of people who are, though. Yeah, I mean,
You do whatever you have to do for your family.
That's right.
But how dare you try to bribe me with a burger and a French fry and tell me
one French fry? What kind of deal is that? That's bullshit. I didn't even get offered a burger. I just went and got my shot.
I need to stick something in my eye?
That's right.
Well, I mean, what difference does it make if you're making the decision for yourself already? What? Who gives a shit? What? What? A burger and a French fry? One? That's sad. Yeah, stop bribing me with ketchup packets. I don't need a Frosty.
How dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you offer me a burger and a French fry? Yes, it's rude to offer you got a whole thing of fries like that. You're gonna offer me one? She's pissed. She wanted the whole fries. She didn't want the burger.
We still stay in the United States of America.
Yeah, where you know, in America we have more than one fry. Just get that straight right now. I'm amazed. Hold on. Yeah.
Right. If you want this to be the United States of China, then take your behind to China. But this is the United States of America.
How many fries do they give you to get vaccinated in China? I just don't know. It's a vaccine meal. Yeah, it comes. It's the prize is a shot in the arm. What? I don't. What? I'm really getting. Yes, this is not China. This is true.
No.
The flag behind you might give you some. All right.
Nothing about no communism.
No, we don't.
I don't know nothing about no socialism.
No, we don't.
So you do know something about socialism?
I don't know nothing about no Marxism.
Wait, no. I don't know nothing about no. That's 3. That takes us back to the original negation.
We do not.
I believe you.
Oh, no.
Now, I don't know what these people trying to push. You got
Well, that's probably why you think it's communism and socialism and not just regular process of democratic taxation.
the Black Lives Matter movement want to emasculate our men.
Really? I just thought they wanted to not be killed by police officers. I thought that was the... Is it masculine to be killed by a cop? I don't understand. Is there something else going on? I obviously do not get the same flyers.
Want to get rid of the nuclear family, pushing to defund the police.
Oh, she's talking about that's not the movement. That's the organization she's talking about. That's her push. The Black Lives Matter movement is everybody who believes Black Lives Matter and uses the phrase as a colloquial statement or a hashtag to try and push back against situations where unarmed black men are killed by the police and trying to mitigate that situation and solve that issue in our society. What they're talking about is the Black Lives Matter organization, who the 3 women who run it, or I think one of them just quit. The 2 women who run it right now are avowed Marxists and don't believe, ascribe to stuff where they want to dissolve the family unit and blah blah blah. It's like it's China supersizes that shit. Thanks, Greg.
How is that gonna help us as Americans? How?
Well, I don't know necessarily that's the part that's catching on, and the defund the police part isn't really. I mean, we're talking about somebody mentioned earlier demilitarize the police is exactly what needs to be done. Because you actually more funding for actual beat cops would be kind of a great thing, because cops tend to do those kind of shenanigans a lot less when there's a lot of cops around because they don't feel the need to, and especially if they haven't been, pushed as a military troop or something.
And then you flying those flags on our embassies. The only flag that should be flying on any embassy.
Oh, you mean the pride flags?
Here in the United States.
Here! But she means the pride flags, by the way. I don't think BLM flags have been I don't know how that's related to BLM at all. It's Pride Month. We are an inclusive society. As a matter of fact, it's one of the ways that when you talk about the kind of countries we have a real bone to pick with as far as human rights go, that we kind of flex a little bit, that we can afford to put a pride flag up on our embassies overseas and the like, to show that we are, unlike some of the countries we're talking about, we are an open and accepting society, and there are legal protections for people like that instead of it being criminalized or what have you.
The States is
because who won't have a pride flag flying on any of their embassies? Just diamond and silk? China. Just saying.
the United States American flag.
That's all.
Yes, the United States American flag.
That's it.
Not the Confederate flag. Not the
This is the United States of America, not the United States of Black Lives Matter.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't know that anybody's really pushing that one. Talk about picking a fight that ain't there.
In this country, all of our lives matter. You have black.
Well, yes, but Black Lives Matter is the addendum-y version of that conversation. But it means Black Lives Matter also, and that the feeling is that in a lot of these situations that Black lives haven't mattered, and therefore the assertion that Black Lives Matter is a pushback against the idea that they feel like they don't, not that they supersede the meaning of other lives. It's just that there's never been a point where people have had to say Asian lives matter culturally in our country because it's not an issue they face, for example. You see what I'm going at? I don't think they get it. I don't think they understand.
Black lives, white lives, Hispanic lives, Native American lives.
Right.
All of
I don't know. I don't know that that hand gesture is great to do during this conversation. I'm just saying.
our lives matter.
Yes, all of our lives matter. All lives matter. Thank you for Zeke Heiling again. I don't know what's happening, but I don't know why they feel the need to like not understand that Black Lives Matter is an also statement. It just the also kind of softens it, and it's a statement to people who believe or don't care or disregard them. And you could argue that the Black Lives Matter movement is based on the idea that they do, and that the organization itself looks the other way when black people are killed in all sorts of different ways, and therefore, as an organization, it fails the language. But as a movement, in general, the public that engages in the phrase Black Lives Matter and uses it freely in a non-coordinated sense, in the same way that we use, the concept of charity, but not everybody uses the Red Cross or the Salvation Army. We understand that we don't limit our charitable impulses in those regards. I think we have a greater understanding of what BLM in general means for a lot of people versus the organization that may not care. I don't know why this is so hard for them to grasp.
Now, for some of you all, if you don't like the United States
Thanks, Bruce. Welcome.
of America, how about you go build yourself an island?
Well, that's what Peter Thiel was doing. He's a big Trump backer. He was going to, I think, declare an oil rig his own country at one point or something along those lines, and then, of course, count on the United States and the Coast Guard to protect him from marauders and pirates as he hid all of his Bitcoin wallet info there.
And move over there with that foolishness.
That's right.
That's right. Get your own Epstein Island. If you need any help with that, ask Donald Trump's realtor.
But here we're united.
That's right.
And let me
Yes. And, nobody knows that better than the GOP and the RNC. But don't give them a dime.
just say this, y'all.
Go ahead.
I know you all think this is just about politics.
Well, yeah, sure. Yes, it is. Yeah. What you're saying is all about politics. Yeah.
But really, this is about our freedom.
Our freedom.
Freedom to talk about politics.
And what I'm telling people, drop the politics for a minute.
That's
Yeah. Drop the politics and just support Donald Trump over the GOP and the RNC.
right.
It's time that we get on the same side as Americans.
As Americans.
We need to be on the same side.
That's right.
That's right. Everybody, back Joe Biden. He's the president of the United States. I completely agree. We only have one president at a time. And to unite the country, I think it's best for everybody if you put all this stuff behind you and act like presidents. I don't think that's where they're going.
I don't care whether you are a conservative or a liberal,
You kind of do.
a Republican or a Democrat.
You kind of do.
It's time to get on the same side, because if not, we're not going to have any freedoms. They're going to take it.
Take it.
Yeah, there's not going to be a side. There will be no sides.
Look at censorship.
And then you have these people trying to silence our voices.
Yeah, those people on the other side.
Now, I don't know what the Zuck is up with Mark Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg. All right. Which is, I believe, a county in West Virginia. No, that's Muhlenberg. Sorry.
But again, he's zucking with the wrong two black women.
The wrong two.
What? What the Zuck?
The wrong two.
Yeah. Can you Zuck with the right to? Who are they?
We have a right to think for ourselves.
That's right.
We have a right to think outside of the box.
That's right.
Right, and you have a right to do it someplace else.
We can be conservative. I can be a Republican.
Yep, never been a problem.
I can stand up for what's right. And nobody, including Mark Zuckerberg, have no right to try to silence us.
That's right.
Well, he's not trying to silence you. He's not going to other sites and telling them to kick you off. He just kicked you off of his site for violating the terms of service, which we all abide by. It's an optional website. I know Facebook seems insurmountably large, but it's not the only game in town by any means.
That's right.
If he was trying to stop you or silence you, he would actively be involved in removing you from other sites instead of his own, right? Instead of just passively telling you to go pound sand.
Don't let these people get away with it.
No.
They tried to brand us because of what happened on January the 6th.
Uh-huh.
Oh, they tried to brand you? Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't you just try to make it like the people who were involved in that insurrection and the people who just support overall election fraud stuff in general, and on the web and whatnot, are one and the same? So you're the one who's taking the people who attack police officers and saying they're the same as everyone else who didn't on that day.
They tried to deem everybody as white supremacists.
Well, no, not everybody. Just the white supremacists, I think.
Diamond and Silk is two black women, and they even called us white supremacists.
They did? That's ridiculous. I don't know who they are. I'm sorry, was there a statement from Mark Zuckerberg calling Diamond and Silk white supremacists? Was that, do you remember what?
And the last I checked, I'm fully black from the crown of my head. Don't you let them do it.
Don't get it twisted.
No, do not let people tell you that two black women are white supremacists.
Honey, I don't have a
I don't know who the they is, Robin. I don't know. I don't know who called them that. I don't know what the fuck that means.
problem with letting these Democrats know. You the one created the white supremacy.
That's right.
You the one created the KKK.
Yes, you.
Oh, I say this. We're going back to the Dixiecrat stuff. They do
You
this
the
on the show all
one
the time.
brought in Jim Crow.
Yeah, you have to understand a lot of these folks down here actually support that shit. I'm just saying, you're not going to make that many friends.
And I don't let them live it down.
No, we don't.
Now, I know the
Never.
left don't too much care for Diamond and Silk, but I could care less.
That's right.
That's right. Yes. If those people that know who you are, it's amazing how many don't give a shit.
know the left is upset with Mike Lindell and Frank's speech, but like in the words of
No. I'm only upset that it didn't launch as a website that actually is a social media network. It's really just a posting site for his own videos, and he's got his own TV channel on there. Like and he sells pillows. I mean, like, what is a moral hazard? Jab or no jab mandate? Rose, I'm like this is just him posting politically friendly videos for himself, where he could sell pillows to cultists.
words of a famous person, frankly, I don't give a damn.
From the words of a famous person? You mean a character in Gone with the Wind? What, a famous person? Okay.
And please forgive me, but
I can't. Okay, I'll try.
I'm so upset with the way our country is going.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Republican and the Democrat Party. It looks like it's one dirty bird with two corrupt wings, and we got to get rid of
That's right.
the corruption.
That's right.
That's right. Yes. There is no difference between Republicans and Democrats. So if you're voting for a Republican, you're basically voting for a Democrat anyways. So, I mean, honestly, Republicans, don't vote. Just stop voting. No one cares. You might as well be voting for another Democrat.
Come on, girls.
If the entire it's a good point. If the entire makeup of our political system. Both parties are one giant corrupt bird, and apparently they run the entirety of the government. And the Democrats, who are in charge of everything, also run the media and everything else. And America is that big a shitstorm. You know, you can go to another one. You can go someplace else. You can go north, south, east, west. You can make your own island.
Yes.
We can't move to 2022 until we solve what happened in 2020.
Come on.
That's right. Please don't move on from 2020. Please do not. I think it's important that you just stay dug in on 2020. Don't start working on who's going to get elected in 2022 or working on candidates or vetting people or trying to get issues on the board or pass bills or any of that stuff. No.
Come on.
And I know we was all on the Trump train, but it's sad when you have your own trying to derail the train.
That's right.
Yeah, it's terrible. Wait, what did Silk do?
And that's what bothers me with all of this.
Yeah, that's what bothers me too. Tell them about the Republicans especially.
Don't let them bully you into a corner. We are Americans, you all.
Yes.
We still stay in America.
That's right. Most of us stay right here, except, of course, our military serving overseas or expats that work in other countries or our ambassadors or just foreign staff or the soldiers in Afghanistan that Biden's working to bring back, and he's going to bring them in by September 11th, and that'll be egg on the face of the Trump administration, who were saying this whole time that they could bring them home, and they're not going to, and these will actually happen. Yeah.
Do we not?
By the way, watch for probably mid-September or late August. Lots of Fox News stories about how Biden is cutting and running from Afghanistan, and that that he's leaving our allies holding the bag or whatever. Like, all the hand wringing and wailing and gnashing of teeth will be a joy to watch.
You stay in America.
Well, you have to act like it.
You have to act like it. She's very erudite in her accent.
These people taunt us with words. They
did. They usually that. I mean, I've learned a few things through spanking myself, but none of it good.
Bully us.
I always prefer words.
Yep.
They call us names. They demonize us. They marginalize us.
That's not right.
And they think we're supposed to sit back and.
And again, what was your problem with Black Lives Matter as an organization? Was it the victimizing language that they use?
Take it.
And take it.
We don't have to take it.
No, we don't have to take it. I think it's great. Yeah.
Speak out against this tyranny.
That's right.
Absolutely. Yeah. Speak out against the tyranny.
What Biden,
which is, if you don't know, is the Earth First movement,
is doing to America. He is destroying it.
Yes, he is.
Right.
President Trump talked about putting Americans first. People.
Well, he's America first, and as a brand, like with a TM on it.
Thriving.
Yeah.
People coming up.
Yeah.
And now look at what's happening.
Yeah.
You got people sitting around collecting welfare, and they call it.
Yeah, they're collecting welfare. I don't know how much more of this I can do. This is like, there's still 10 more minutes of this bullshit.
And it's stimulus.
Welfare.
You got Biden talking about, oh, he done created all of these jobs. No, Jim Crow Joe. You ain't created one job.
Not one job.
Stop giving these people money to sit down and allow them to go back to work.
That's right.
Allow them? Allow them?
Right.
What? Allow them? They can go back to work anytime they want.
Back to work.
How shitty do you think Americans are that you just in general think that people are that lazy en masse? That guy's had enough. He's just done. He's like, Ted Nugent is never coming out.
I just don't know what to say about this. This is not
Well, it's never stopped you before.
a presidency to me. This is a regime.
A regime.
It is a regime. I agree.
He was installed.
It was an installed regime, which is, if you don't know, requires a B695 gasket and a like about 1.5 foot of rubber hose.
By the swamp. Not elected by the people.
Come on, that's right.
He was installed by the swamp. Not.
Well, you haven't seen plumber's crack until you've seen it from a gator in the swamp. Hold on. Block there. Block there. Thank you. I don't know what a regime is.
By the people.
But that's, I mean, yeah, way to unite us as a country. Silk, thanks very much.
You know, they don't want you to talk about that.
No.
But they ran around for 4 years pushing Russia collusion.
Russia.
And the only thing I knew about Russia was that Russian dressing that I put on my corned beef sandwiches.
That's right.
Okay, I'm done. I can't. Jesus Christ. Oh, Lord. Corned beef with Russian dressing on it? What the I mean, that's all right. I put up with a lot of shit during this video. That's where I draw the line. That is it. That's all right. We'll take one piece of this Mike Lindell stuff because he's got a. This is, by the way, this is from Mike Lindell has a 4-step plan to get Trump back in the White House, and I'm sure you guys have been, taking notes, and you want to know how in the world he's going to do it. Oh God, I am really stopping the. Normally I will go all the way through a speech, you know me, but like this was just so friggin' tiresome. Russian dressing on corned beef is so gross. Like, yeah, it's color Reuben. Barf. Ugh. All right. So Steve Bannon has brought him on. By the way, I think they have 2 other advertisers on Bannon Show, but the main advertiser is Mike Lindell, and he's just pushing this 100%. And Bannon is all in on this faux Christianity part as well, which is, I think, necessary to get Lindell to buy in on the whole thing. But let's see. This is, and I know you're going to want to take notes. If you've got paper and pen around you, or crayons, or if you can't, actually get out of your straitjacket, maybe you can, drag your butt across carpet like a dog and write this out in the proper form.
Bring back in Mike Lindell. Mike, people's heads are already blown up about your mid-July, sometime in July throwdown where you're going to present all your information.
Yeah, we've been waiting for it. I mean, there was 2 weeks ago, or like 2 months ago, and then 2 weeks ago, and then this week, and then July, and then maybe August. Like every time he sets up a new deadline, everybody gets so excited.
It's like the mid-August inauguration. No, we're going to do it August 30th. Walk me through what else you.
Yeah. By the way, that's Steve Bannon joking with him about him. He keeps punting the date. But Mike Lindell is too dumb to actually notice that he's been kind of called
you said
out.
He had other breaking news, too. What else?
Yeah, totally. Bring out the breaking news, and we'll sell pillows, and then you can finance the rest of my show.
What else are you working on?
Yeah, well,
this is massive. What else you got?
Yeah, it's massive, especially Steve Bannon, and his basically Epic Times. He's looking at the money the Epic Times makes and is just salivating.
Yeah, we're going to do another big FWANQ rally too to get awareness this at the beginning of July. But we've got a petition we're putting up after we do the symposium. After everyone in the world sees that all the evidence is real, it's over. We're going to do a petition because we're going to use everything we have to get.
Yeah, that'll do it. A petition.
At the Supreme Court to look at it, everybody, because when they
that's how you get stuff in front of the Supreme Court is a petition.
It will be 9-0. Then we're going to do a mock election. We've got.
Well, I thought you thought the last one was a mock election. I'm just saying. Wasn't the last one a mock election? All right.
Got the stuff to do a mock election. We've got the machines. We're going to do a mock election. Show all, maybe a couple hundred people coming through and voting. Show them their votes as they go in. Show how the hackers hack it. Show them how they show them.
Yeah, something that could not possibly be faked.
How that they have these.
Something you couldn't possibly manipulate and turn into a clown show. At least this is like how legit.
What packet captures are. We're going to show them that. We're going to show them everything.
Yeah, people know what packet captures are. Still no proof that what you had was a packet capture. That's the problem.
Steve, it's going to be, by the time you're done, everyone in this country will go, this is incredible what computers and machines have done and the technology, what we've gotten. And now we have to come up with a safe, secure.
My question is why does the Archangel Michael have a lightsaber or a birthday candle? I can't tell the difference.
Here it comes. Way to have elections. Well, we have a team I'll say we have a team. Like I say, I became the hub of a wheel. Another
totally.
group has been.
It's a good wheel too. It's not wobbling.
Working on a alternative for the machines, and you know what? I've looked.
What would that alternative be? Paper ballots?
At it. It is the best replacement, most secure in history. The whole world is
stone etchings.
Going to love this because we have.
Wait, so you're going to create your own voting machines that are completely unhackable. Will they be using the same technology as FWANQ.com?
To have, when we get through this, we know there's not going to be any more machines anymore. Okay. There can't.
No, the rise of machines is over. This is like the end of Terminator, and we're all going to be Sarah Connors in a Jeep riding with a dog out into the desert.
And so this is a great replacement. It's awesome. So we have a 4-step plan.
What is the what abacus? What are you using?
Plan to get us where we need to be.
Bring it. 4-step plan. I'm down. Let's do this.
By this fall.
Oh, I thought it was now. He was promising your 4-step plan. It says he's got a 4-step plan. Where's the 4-step? What's the 4 steps?
Okay.
Just give me 1 step, please.
Okay, hang on.
Give me 2 steps. Give me 3 steps. No?
Go to the 4-step plan, but I just want to, so another massive rally like you had in Richmond, Wisconsin.
Yeah, massive.
Will be in the early part of July.
Yeah, it'll be exactly the same, saying the same shit, making the same argument, but like another one. So.
Sometime in July at some venue open to the nation and to the world.
Sure.
To come one, come all that are qualified. You're like Fresno State. You'll play them anywhere, anytime. It's put up or shut up.
That's right. Yeah. For you, Mike, he's calling you out. It's put up or shut up. The entire world's going to come there.
You're going to have your experts, and you're prepared to be totally humiliated on global TV because you're.
Because that's what you do for a living.
You're inviting every expert in the world to come and take their best shot. Is that correct?
That with the right credentials, obviously they got to be cyber forensic experts, and there are
unlike the people you have now.
Credentials for that. Yep.
Fine. Including
what's the credential? Who's handling the credentialing process? Is that Rand Paul? Is he doing it?
The Chinese
setting up a special organization.
Communist Party, including the DNC, including every news organization in the world.
Yeah, if they can get credentials, sure.
Including BBC, NHK, CCTV, all of it. Okay.
Including
now walk me through real quickly.
Including Dominion, Smartmatic, all the governors, all the attorney generals, secretary of states, everybody.
Yeah, they're all going to be there at this rally. I have no doubt.
Prime seats for Ducey of Arizona and Kemp. Since their political careers are over, they got free time on their hand. They should come and sit down in the front row with the CCP guys.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that totally happened.
Walk me through the 4-step. I know I got a petition. I got some other stuff, but just slowly walk us back through the 4-step program.
Yeah, look at your notes, Mike. They put them right off here. Steve agreed that you would come on and talk about the 4-step plan. And this is crucial. He's taking notes. He just made fun of you. He said you're going to get humiliated, and he's going to squeeze every dime out of you before it happens. So he knows leading up to this. He wants to know the date you're going to completely shit the bed so that he can squeeze as much pillow money out of you until that very day.
Okay, we're going to unpack. We're going to have the big rally in the beginning of July. Probably.
That's step 1, rally. Right.
Be in Pennsylvania.
Got it.
Yeah, Pennsylvania rally, step 1.
And then we're going to have the Cyber Forensics Election Symposium.
The Cyber Forensics Selection Symposium. Do not say that 5 times fast, especially if you speak CCP. But that's next. After the rally, step 2, Cyber Symposium.
We're going to unpack the packet captions for everyone in the world. Then we're going to have a petition. This petition.
3rd step is the petition. That kind of is where the balloon starts to deflate.
Will be hundreds of millions I want on there.
Yeah, there'll be hundreds of millions of people signing this petition. It's going to kill
everyone in the country to sign it, whether you're a Democrat or.
Yeah, you want everybody to sign it. Sure you do. Why would you put a petition up if you didn't want everybody to sign it?
A Republican, because you're going to be afraid of what the CCP has invaded our country. And then we're going to have a mock election. We're going to show everybody.
Step 4, mock. Oh, God damn it. Oh.
Very down to the thing of how they.
Very down to the thing. The whole thing is going to come down to the thing.
What they did, how they did it.
all down to the
show
thing.
them what a packet capture is. Then we're going to.
That's wait. You were showing them what the packet capture was back at the symposium.
Show them the
that no one's going to.
Alternative plan, because you have to have once the Supreme Court pulls this down 9-0. And
yeah, you got to have something. Yeah. So what you want to do is you want to have the Supreme Court 9-0 tear down the current administration with no one in its place and our entire election infrastructure totally decimated. And then you want to present your idea for a replacement. That's when you do it. Right? You don't present it before. You don't present it like, I have a better mousetrap. What you want to do is burn all the mousetraps and say, trust me. And then we're overrun with mice.
And our real president gets back in.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that'll happen.
Also have a plan ready to get rid of all the machines will be gone. We'll have a plan on what you can do to get.
Yeah, all the machines do not include Roku or Apple TV, by the way. Just those are ads for Real America Voice down here. He runs them all the time.
Rid of these machines, which, by the way, we paid for. We, the people, paid for.
Okay.
And it's a.
Right, so you're going to get rid of taxpayer dollars, just throw it out whole cloth. But keep reading.
Complete replacement system for these machines.
Okay.
Yeah, he's going to do. Yeah, just trust us, okay? He's got a complete replacement, guys. It's going to. I mean, what more do you need? Why do you even care? Just eliminate how we vote and the fact that we had like 95% paper trail this time around. It doesn't matter. All that's garbage. Everything we've worked to try and build, a better version of our election, that was all wrong. We were going down the wrong path. And sometimes you gotta like call it. Sometimes it's like string theory. I don't care how much math you've done. It's bullshit. We gotta back out. And paper ballots are not the way. That's not what we're talking about. We're not going back to paper ballots. That's ridiculous. That's just worse. That's a recipe for disaster. Then you have just, China ran, which is one country. I don't know if you know that. China ran. Printing ballots like crazy with your grandmother's handwriting. They have technology that can do that now. So there's no way. The only option available to us at this point is, of course, Mike Lindell's plan, which he can't reveal until we tear down everything and start from scratch.
Okay, I just want to go back through.
Yes, go back through. So rally, symposium, where they show the packets, then petition, then new plan. No, mock election, where they show the packets again.
Symposium open to the world media live stream.
Yeah, it's going to be fabulous.
You're then going to have
now, my live stream technically is open to the world. I'm just saying, for the record, it's open to the world. Now, the whole world doesn't watch it because, mainly it's about time issues. People got a lot of shit going on. I understand. I mean, my show's fantastic and it's really a joy to watch and we have a lot of fun. But, it's open. You can watch it. Like and subscribe. Don't forget to give a thumbs up, especially. And by the way, if you're a troll, and I know there's a bunch in there, please remember to give us a thumbs down. Please remember to attack us as best you can. It's incredibly important that you do that because that also boosts us in the algorithm. I'm just saying, and we'll keep up. But okay, sorry. I want to see if the steps are the same. Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I have to remember my satire button. Yes. Thank you for reminding me.
A petition for American citizens to sign to say, hey, you've got to this.
Yeah, that's what it says. I mean, it says it's a position. And you fill in your name, and it goes, we got it. I honestly attest this is me.
Supreme Court's got to look at this immediately.
Yes, the Supreme Court's got to look at this immediately, and everybody's going to sign it, and it's going to be awesome.
Then you're going to have then you're also going to have an alternative. You have an alternative. Oh, you're going to have a mock election. You're going to show.
We're going to show them everything.
Mock election. Show them how they do it. Got it.
Yeah, it's going to be fabulous.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, it's almost like that software demo that you showed in the first movie that the people selling it because they couldn't sell it to the government because they knew it was bullshit. They went and just decided to sell it to you, so they just inputted IP addresses on both sides and then played it out like a war game and then gave you the packets on that, set for those dates and said, this is real, sure, whatever, and then gave it to you. And that you bought it.
And then the last one is,
which is why the guy didn't want to show his face, because he knows he was engaged in a criminal fraud, stealing your money.
you've got an alternative to the machines. No more machines. You've got an alternative. You're going to show the American people.
Yeah, no more machines. That's the end of it. Yeah.
Yep, it's complete.
We're going to use the same system the Amish use.
Complete, everybody. The time is here.
Well, if the time is here, then what the fuck are you waiting for? Why are you waiting for stage 4? If the time is here, what is it? Seriously, what? I don't get this whole better mousetrap after you burned all the other mousetraps idea. I honestly. And what is this asshole smiling about?
Mike Lindell, I got to tell you.
You're a dumbass.
You're either mad as a hatter.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that.
Or you're a genius. You know.
By the way, Steve Bannon knows it's the first.
Well, you're what I call the binary function. There's nothing in between. This is either going to be all right.
It's not.
Or it's dead wrong.
It's dead wrong. And look at the look on Steve Bannon's face. He knows Mike Lindell is driving his car off a cliff, and he just knows that he's the one selling him tires.
Right? It's nothing in between. And that's.
Yes, you're a fucking lunatic.
That's what I love about this. You're saying, I don't want to, take this and hide it in the night or, go into court and just argue the specifics. You're prepared to take all your evidence and put it out there for the world to take their best shot at you. I just want to make sure I understand this. You'll hold nothing.
Yeah, he's holding nothing back. He's got nothing. This is an emotional commitment by a broken human being. And by the way, I'm for it. For all this, like, they want to silence us, they want to shut us down, everybody on the left, everybody in the media, blah. At least for you, let's say you could say that about everybody out there. All the liberal talkers are attacking him. I want to see everything that Mike Lindell has to offer. I have gone through every one of his movies, these docu movies that he has. I've done a whole goddamn thing. I've done all of them, and I've done them all the way through, and they were boring and tedious and gross and foolish and nightmarishly awful and poorly produced garbage, and I did the whole thing. I didn't go, well, we're not going to listen to that. Just trust me. Here's what he said, and I'll tell you what he said. I show you the whole friggin' thing, and I am not for censoring this dickhead.
Nothing back.
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Come on. We're all going to see it. You're all going to know now why I would never give up no matter what this was ever.
Because you're a sap, Mike. That's why you won't give up. Because you are emotionally invested in this thing turning out to be true, and if it turns out to be wrong, you eat so much shit that you can't whimper back into a corner, and you're a lunatic, and you share a lot of personality traits with Donald Trump, and you've convinced him. So therefore, you have to be all in, because you guys are just bouncing this bullshit back and forth off of each other. But let's be abundantly clear. Mike Lindell's big, 4-step plan is another rally just like the one with him and Trump, fumbling his mic with his arms crossed, blathering about the election, and Diamond and Silk and other people, and Sheriff Clark talking in Wisconsin. They're going to do another one in Pennsylvania that people are going to give even less of a shit about. He's going to follow that up with a symposium that nobody's going to go to. And then he's going to follow that up with a petition that the same 10 assholes are going to sign over and over again. And then he's going to have a mock election. And at that mock election, present some sort of format for a future election that will replace the one that we have. But he's not willing to tell you what that system is before all this, even though it's great, it works, and it will be better than everything ever before. And this is the same as Trump's his taxes or his health care plan. How is this any different? I've got a great way with the elections. What we're going to do, the elections is going to replace everything. It's the greatest thing you've ever seen. We'll show it to you. It was mid-July. Well, mid-August. Well, August 30th. Well, holy shit.
Ever. I'm tired. We're tired of we've had to accelerate everything. And this is the best way to accelerate. Just say, hey, I got a royal flush in a poker game. Here.
Yeah, but yes. If you have, just so you know, if you have a royal flush in a poker game, which if you've ever had a Royal Porker sandwich in Wisconsin, you're going to need a Royal Flush afterwards. Fucking hell.
Here it is, everybody.
Here it is, everybody. Royal Flush.
Tell me what
Tell me what happened. Right. Oh, Royal Flush. Ah, God, the Royal Porker. I can't have those. They give me the wind something terrible. Hold on. I think we need...
Beef jerky? Oh, no, son, thank you very much. No, it gives me the wind, something terrible.
Oh. God. Sorry. I farted.
Why it's not the best in the world, the best evidence ever. This is the miracle, Steve. This is what God's done for our country when we get out there and be one nation under God again. This is going to be the biggest uniting of our country ever. Whether you're a Democrat or Republican or what you are, boom, against a common enemy.
Dude, you know what? I don't know what the fuck Mike Lindell's ultimate problem is in terms of what his big fear is and why why he thinks Trump is in line with some sort of miracle or God's plan, or that God's plan needs his help, and that God's plan might be to embarrass Donald Trump and remove him after one. If that was, yeah, we're going to let it happen to remind people how valuable a functioning democracy is. And the hangers-on who are the most allegedly devout Christians need to learn from this and follow the path that's laid out in front of them, not the path that they wish was there. Like any of this, like I vacillate between feeling sorry for this asshole because he seems he has a screw loose, and the Steve Bannons of the world are taking advantage of somebody who seems like mentally like damaged. But on the other hand, dude's such an asshole and is so comfortable propping up other assholes that, you know, that are absolutely mentally aware of what's going on and are very willing to trash the country and our democracy.
Enemy, the CCP, that used the Democratic Party to steal our election and invade our country. You just had it earlier on your show. This is an invasion.
Yep. Mike, I got to tell you, when people talk about the history of this country and people that left Europe and came over here, and they all had to be mad as hatters, right? Because this.
No, it's not the same thing. They did not have to be mad as hatters. That the threat that they were up against, where they were coming from, was so extraordinary that the only option they had was to risk their lives on a new world. I mean, unless you're talking about the Quakers.
This unknown wilderness, right? They left Europe, the highest civilization, to come over here with nothing, right? And you go through, if you ever travel across this country, you go to the deserts of Arizona, you go up into Utah and Colorado, and understand, as tough as it was on the East Coast, those pioneers that went across there, the spirit that did that is what Mike Lindell epitomized.
No, what Mike Lindell epitomizes is the Midwest, where people who were these second generation or third generation kids of the people who made that initial trek decided to move westward, as other people braved into the West and decided, fuck it, I'm just going to stay here and build, Minneapolis. That wasn't the brave part. He's part of the slow expansion and the Midwestern give up.
Epitomizes. You got to be a little crazy, but
but he's not. He's a lot fucking crazy. And Steve Bannon is not crazy or stupid. He's just evil and gross. And he knows he's taking advantage of this dipshit. And this language that he's using, for the record, is him backing away from Mike Lindell and just going, well, you gotta, treating him like a dog, essentially. Like, he's got spirit.
But you also have to not back down. Lindell, you are the armor-piercing shell. And in July, it's put...
The armor-piercing shell. No, he's not. And secondly, he might be the armor-piercing shell aimed at the heart of a naked human being. I mean, that's the other thing, is that he might, Mike Lindell's damage might be simply that of a stray bullet. He's the armor-piercing shell that is fired in a suburb.
It's put up or shut up. You're putting it up, and you're...
And then he should be shutting up, and you should be helping him shut up because you know better. But because he pays you for ad space, you're like, fuck it. I'll I know this guy's a sap. I know he's mentally not all there. And so I'm just going to milk the shit out of this dude until he's got nothing left. That's what's the evil that we're seeing here is not Mike Lindell's delusion. It's Steve Bannon's living off of it like a tick on a dog.
And you're daring the world to come in here and make you shut up.
No, he's not. He's just begging the world to give a shit. He's begging for significance.
Which I think is just incredible. That's why you're a beloved patriot in this country, sir.
He's not. He's mocked for being a lunatic.
Thank you very much.
I was blessed with a platform from God, and I give all the glory to God, and this will be, the miracle's going to unfold. That's why I believe we're in the greatest revival ever.
Yeah, but the miracle will involve you realizing that this is a giant act of hubris. God's path, when you encounter it, is yours and only yours. You do not get to dictate God's path for anyone else. If you believe in a higher power, if you believe in a deity that is more than some sort of middle management asshole who's only in charge of this planet and only does half a job all the time and has to be like snapped at or sang to get him to do what you want and make the world in your image, not in his or its, then you're the egomaniacal asshole. That's what sacrilege is. That's what taking the Lord's name in vain is. It's not saying God damn it or Jesus Christ. That's not taking the Lord's name in vain. That is saying this awful thing that is against everything that I know morally to be part of godliness. God wants this. And he wants me to make this happen. Using the Lord's name in vain is attributing godlike behavior to yourself for your own specific goals. This is just fucked up.
There's one last thing I want to say.
Can you buy like 5 more ads tomorrow? Because I need a new boat.
If you're out there and you got a family member that's got a drug problem, you got a drug problem, you got some problem that you can't kick. Mike Lindell, that's where you got to read his book. This guy was the depths of the depths. Gambling addiction, drugs, totally out of control, on the wrong side of the law. And look today.
He became an addict after he had MyPillow. I mean, I don't know what his using was like before then, if he was a teetotaler or just a partier. But his crack addiction came after he created MyPillow. He had a way out. He had a golden ladder to get out of addiction. He had a support structure and a driving impetus because he had an existing company with a lot of employees that helped him shake it, and his own religious beliefs. He's not like your average addict that once they give up drugs are still fucking broke.
On the world stage, putting forward with his own money and his own effort and daring people to come in and say, okay, this is wrong.
Begging people.
This is not right. So
he's not daring anyone. He's insisting they are going to come because they must and need.
Mike, I think this is why so many people gravitate to your message, sir. So it's incredible.
They gravitate to his message because QAnon died.
And everybody can go to the Lindell. And everybody can go to the LindellRecoveryNetwork.org and help out a loved one. Get there. It's free, everybody. If you want to donate, you can donate to it, but it's free for any of the.
Yeah, and then there's lots of ads for MyPillow. And if you have a family of addicts who are using this free service, the perfect cause marketing is I've got this addiction service because of how I sell my book and how I sell the idea that I'm a redemption story. So there's a sad sack victimhood that goes with you buying my pillows that you may not think of when you think of Serta.
Any of the addicts out there, anybody out there, I don't care how many.
No, Q didn't die. QAnon, the movement died. Jim Watkins and Ron Watkins ran the Q account. They usurped it from 4chan, and then they moved it to 8chan, then 8kun. And I called this out before that HBO documentary was on the air. Like, for fuck's sake, it's super obvious. But they haven't posted in months because they're just not doing it anymore. Everything they said was a lie. There weren't tribunals. No one was arrested. You know, like Hillary Clinton wasn't killed at Guantanamo. There isn't a Biden clone running around. It's nonsense. It was always nonsense, but they were keeping people on the line, and it was keeping traffic on all their sites as they moved it around, and they financially benefited from the traffic. It's that simple.
How many forks you eat with? It's the best online help, I believe.
Oh, Molly, Molly, the no-tailed cat. She's got a half tail. She's doing wonderfully. She's adorable. She sheds a lot, though.
Ever. I've been there. I know, and I know what resonates with people that have addictions, that the wounds they have, that mass pain and fear of rejection and all these things. And everybody's looking for hope right now.
The kind of stuff that can cause you to overcompensate.
And so now's a great time, you know, get out there. Don't just sit there if you don't have addiction. Now's the time to reach out to people because they're open to getting help.
Sir, God bless you. Thank you so much.
Oh God. Oh yeah. This was the message that Trump did. Like his little, this little message he did the other day, Mr. Producer Media. Oh, that sounds like on Levin's network.
I want to thank everybody for the tremendous support.
God damn it. Always with the I want to thank. Do you know how wonderful I am? I'm so nice. I want to thank everybody. It's just how I am.
Support you've shown. We're going to take back the Senate, take back the House. We're going to take back the White House. And sooner than you think, it's going to be really something special. But
it'll be very special. Just move down to Mar-a-Lago, surround me, and I'll tell you all about it. After you give me money.
The love and the affection and the respect that you've given all of us, it's really important. The Republican Party is stronger than it's ever been, and it's going to be a lot stronger than it is right now. We're going to turn it around. We're going to turn it around fast.
If you're going to turn, if it's the strongest it's ever been, and it's going to be stronger, wouldn't turning it around make it weaker?
Yes. Thank you all very much. That support has been so incredible.
Yeah, because he needs the money. You saw the video we played before. Please send your money to Donald J. Trump.
Thank you.
That's it. You can't. 34-second ad for his own website. Jesus, what a mess. There we go. Page. It takes a moment for the page to transfer. It just does not like the animation on that part of it. Thank you guys for joining me today. Sorry for the Diamond and Silk travesty. Criminy. What a lot of work that was. And know that I will be for Mike Lindell's 4-step plan. I'm going to be there every step of the way. I will absolutely cover as best I can his symposium, and I do mean simp, and his next rally. Maybe we'll do a big live, long, all-day craziness with popcorn. Hard to say whenever that happens. I mean, I do have a child and I want to spend time with him, and I understand this is my work day. So this is me going to work, but after work I go spend the time with my child. And so extending that a lot is very, it goes against my programming. But I want to thank you guys again for the super chats today. Again, the hit and miss on it letting me know through the alert boxes, like that guy right there. I apologize over the next little bit as it seems to wake back up and the choppiness limits some stuff. I'm going to have to go back, start from scratch, and barrel out some of these things so that it just gets smoother for everything. But thank you guys for the cheers and the bits. Thank you for the subscriptions. Thank you for the stars on Facebook. Thank you guys so much for becoming patrons. Patreon.com/HalSparks. You can do it on an annual basis, or you just do it in one fell swoop for the year or whatever. It really helps us out. And you can also subscribe using Amazon Prime on Twitch. Doesn't cost you a dime that way, and it gives a little money to the show on top of like bits and channel points and all those kind of things. Once I get past this hump of tech issues that we're having and kind of move into an area where it's a lot smoother, I'm going to go back to doing the Twitch raffles for like shirts and merch and that kind of stuff. We haven't been doing that for a while just because I have other fish to fry, but I'm going to start doing that again. So if you want to subscribe on Twitch and maybe have the chat open on another channel, if you watch it on something else, it's one of the ways to that you can benefit from that. So there you go. It's a lot. Oh, thank you, Treva. Thank you for the super chats, everybody, and I will see you guys tomorrow at the regular time. Take care of yourself and take care of somebody else. And like I said, this is a place for true democratic patriots, people who love our country and love our democracy and want it as sound as possible, where there is a social safety net that we set up because we choose to, as voters, to use our tax dollars to protect ourselves from the, the egregious moments in life that are out of the hands of everybody. And if we're going to put a gun in a soldier's hand to protect us from a villain overseas, putting a syringe in a doctor's hand to protect us from a contagious disease is equally valid use of our tax dollars. It's not socialism. It's not Marxism. It's just how a functioning society works. And eventually, I'm hoping that will get through people's thick heads and be more important than the political jargon that people are used to using, and that we as, regulars here can not fear complexity. I don't know why people do, but they do. And so we'll see you next time. Take care of yourself, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.
Something strange happened to me this morning. Was it a dream where you see yourself standing in sort of sun god robes on a pyramid with 1,000 naked women screaming and throwing little pickles at you? No. Why am I the only person that has that dream?
Vote time. Vote time. Vote time. Vote time.
I was thinking of the immortal words of Socrates, who said,
So that's the kind of fight it's going to be.
You are physically repulsive, intellectually retarded, vulgar, insensitive, selfish, stupid. You have no taste, a lousy sense of humor, and you smell.
He's real nice. If I didn't have puke breath, I'd kiss you.
What? Wow.
Q-snatch.
What?
Q-snatch.
And we developed just some very good friendship.
My fellow Americans.
It's a malware called Q-snatch.
Wow. To be moron. To be moronical. An imbecile. Like the dumbest motherfucker that ever lived.
So that's the kind of fight it's gonna be.
Nice. Not thrilling, but nice.